Mario Kart just doesn't feel fun anymore, and I don't think it's our fault. I've been looking back at Mario Kart over the years and trying to figure out what changed and why it doesn't hit like it used to. And after a lot of playtime and a night back on Mario Kart 8, I think I finally figured it out. I've been a Mario Kart kid for as long as I can remember, from playing Double Dash on the GameCube to Mario Kart 8 when it very first launched on the Wii U. And yes, I had a Wii U, and yes, I think it's underrated. And I've always been the person who 100%'s these games. I love trying to get first in every single Grand Prix, I love collecting everything there is to collect, and I'm actually the weirdo who enjoyed the mission mode in Mario Kart DS. So when they finally announced a new Mario Kart after a decade of waiting, I was hyped out of my mind. I was ready for another game that would take over my free time for months to come. So here's where I landed. The design shifted from planned chaos to random chaos. The old games were built around readable chaos. Moments of madness wrapped into a structure that lets you plan, make plays, and feel yourself getting better at the game. The new formula, it leans harder on non-stop, unpredictable randomness, and it quietly drains the joy out of that loop. Let's talk about the first big thing, 24 players. Nintendo has seen the viral clips, the first to last in 3 seconds and the last to first miracle finishes, and they cranked that meter up to 11. 24 racers, 2 items each, and the result is constant interruptions and constant chaos. That's great in theory, at least for a party night, and I love chaos when it's implemented the right way. But when every second of every race is chaos, it stops being exciting and starts being a hassle. You can't make plays, you can't race the best line to win, you can't plan a pass 3 corners ahead because there's a lightning strike, then a bomb, then a boomerang, then you respawn and immediately get cycled again. The crazy clutch plays like going from last place to first or vice versa, they used to feel special because they were rare. Now it just happens every single race, so it's not special at all. And let's talk about another problem with 24 racers. Let's say you're playing with 3 of your friends. That means there's 20 CPUs on the track. You're spending way more time racing those stupid CPUs than you're actually racing against your friends. You're barely even going to see them. There's just so many CPUs on the track at once. It takes away a lot of the magic of playing with your friends when you know that if you do see them throughout the race, you're going to see them for 1 second and then the 20 other CPUs are going to slam through with 1,000 items and you'll never see your friend again for the rest of the race. Now let's talk about the next big thing, the open world, and how somehow the open world managed to ruin single player and multiplayer all at once. Starting with single player, I thought it was going to be a great new addition. Like I said earlier, I enjoyed doing the missions on Mario Kart DS, so when I heard that this was going to have an entire open world, I thought we were clearly in for the best single player mode that Mario Kart has ever had. But I was severely disappointed when I realized how this open world was. It's completely empty. There's basically no real missions at all. There's these little P switches that you can hit and it'll start a little 5-second challenge and you can complete that and you can unlock a sticker. And that's essentially the entire open world. Like there's nothing else to it. There's no story. The NPCs don't even talk. They're just there roaming around doing literally nothing. It's the most dead open world that I've personally ever seen. But that's just single player and nobody really cares about single player in Mario Kart. So how did it affect multiplayer? Well, let me tell you, with this open world came the possibly good idea of letting players drive from one track to the next in the open world. And on paper, like I said, this is a good idea. But the execution here was terrible. Instead, what we ended up getting is you drive from one track to the next. We call these intermission tracks. And it is a straight line, like just the most boring path you've ever seen in your life. And that counts as the first 2 laps. Once you actually get to the track, you only get to race one single lap, which completely ruins the entire formula of Mario Kart. Like you get to the real track and the race is basically already over. I don't understand who came up with this and why they thought it was a good idea, but not only is this in the Grand Prix mode, which completely ruins it, it's also in online multiplayer and there's no way to disable it. So as of right now, and there have been multiple updates so it doesn't seem like they're going to change it, As of right now, there's no way to just race straight up 3-lap traditional races in online Mario Kart World, which is just absurd and completely ruins the game. And that brings me to my next point, which is the formula or the rhythm of old Mario Kart 3-lap structure. It was perfect in the best way possible. It was predictable in the best way possible. With each lap, you could try and do better than you did on the last. Whereas in these new intermission tracks, you're just going in a straight line, so since you're not going over the track you've already went over, there is no improving it. The past is the past, and you get one lap on the real track, meaning absolutely no room for improvement and pretty much no room for any fun whatsoever. And let me just say this because I know a lot of people are thinking it. Maybe we just grew up. Maybe Mario Kart is just a kid's game. And maybe gaming just grew up as a whole. And that's true, because local split screen, that's not the go-to anymore. Nowadays, everybody knows that TVs don't have that good of a response time, and most people straight up play on monitors. Everybody knows that everybody online is just straight up sweating every single match. And these things are all true, but I don't think that's what's happening here. Because a good and fun game with a great formula, that lasts forever. It doesn't matter if the game is 3 years old, 10 years old, or even 30 years old. A fun game can still be fun no matter what. I think the real problem here is that the new formula traded that readable and rewarding races for constant chaos and those extra long travel times. Now, I don't want this video to be all negative because I still love this series. Mario Kart has been there for all of us since we were kids. I remember playing the Wii split screen and popping in that Wii remote into that little steering wheel and thinking, wow, this has got to be the future right here. I remember the school bus days with the DS and 3DS where half the kids didn't even own the game, but we could still play download play and play a few tracks. And it was easily the best part of riding the bus. And Mario Kart at its best is about flow, rivalry, and comebacks that feel earned. And I believe we can get back there. So here's a couple of changes that I would make to make this game more fun for everybody. Number one is give us the 12-player option for tight, readable, skilled races. Keep the 24-player option there for party nights and let both things exist and let people choose the experience they want. Right now, it feels like the slot machine won and the chessboard has completely left the building. And while we're talking about options, they've got to give us the 3-lap option and let us turn off these intermission tracks. I believe there's somebody out there in the world that does enjoy these, so go ahead and leave them in as an option. That way both sides can win. But at the end of the day, just give players the option to choose how they want to play the game. And another thing they could fix and make a lot more fun is that single player open world. They just need to add some rewards that are actually worth getting. Right now, the only thing you can get is stickers. I mean, how lame is that? You can't unlock characters, skins, tracks, anything, just stickers. And another thing they could do is actually make enjoyable missions or boss fights like those missions in Mario Kart DS. It would be a major step up from what they have right now and actually give people a reason to try out that open world. I'm not giving up on Mario Kart, and I'm not giving up on Mario Kart World either. There's still time to turn this around and make this something that lives up to what Mario Kart 8 Deluxe left behind. We all know that DLC and expansions are coming. I just hope that the updates are quick and they actually fix things that we're looking for. Not just more tracks, because the structure itself needs to be fixed to make this game really fun. So what do you guys think? If you could make one change, if you were in charge of Mario Kart World and you could pick any change for them to make, what would you pick? What could fix the game in your eyes? Let me know in the comments down below. I'm going to try and read and reply to every single one that I possibly can. And if you've made it this far, you don't even need me to say it. You already know what to do. Hit that subscribe button and help your boy out so we can keep pushing for the version of Mario Kart that we all want to play. That's all I got for you guys today. I hope you have a great rest of your day. And as always, peace.